Welcome back, disc golfers. How are we doing today? This is the back nine coverage of round 2 of the Vintage Open presented by Dynamic Discs. My name is Kevin Jones, and joining me today is Thomas Gilbert. Thomas, are you ready for the back nine?
Dude, I am so ready for this back nine. We have had an action-packed front nine, Kev, and Calvin's on a heater right now. Nikko's starting to get some birdies. Man, I am so pumped.
Yeah, I mean, Calvin with 5 in a row. Adam and Nikko both with clean rounds so far. It's very hard to get through that front nine bogey-free, so much respect to those guys right there. But everybody in attacking position for this back nine. We're going to start it off with hole 10. It's 280 feet. This has got to be one of the easiest holes on the course. Everybody looking to be carding a birdie. The only thing that the players are going to be dealing with here is a very fast green, kind of like the Masters that's going on this weekend. Very important to have some speed control with your disc here, whether or not you want it to skip or if you just want it to stick. Rhino here from Calvin.
Looks like he's trying to play a little bit more of that stick shot, laying a little bit flatter when it lands. But he gets caught up maybe just a little bit short side of the green, but it looks to be just inside circle. Nikko going a little bit higher, a little more spikier perhaps.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Extremely overstable disc from Nikko there. You gotta love the play though. You're kind of canceling much skip out.
Gavin, I imagine throwing that same disc as he aced with yesterday.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Gavin has been throwing the disc incredibly good so far.
Adam going with that Raptor, throwing a little bit low, but has the stability. Maybe trying to play a little bit of skip. But he gets a little bit of that ground action. Going to leave himself maybe slightly towards the back edge of the circle.
These are what we've been seeing Calvin just drain constantly, and here goes another one.
Man, and it's got to be a great feeling for Calvin, just knocking down birdie after birdie and just like feeling on fire.
Yeah, I mean, there is no feeling like it. Man, Adam with the uncharacteristic miss right there. Slightly uncommitted from him. Gavin getting all the way down on a knee, and that's never easy. You can never really... not many people practice a knee putt.
Definitely a tricky one, but he executes that well as well as Nikko there, getting that nice birdie after the good drive. Adam with the only par on the hole.
Yeah, kind of like Ricky Wysocki, Adam is not okay with missing putts. That's where he feels like he has a huge advantage on the field, so he wants to see them all go in. Shout out to the Disc Barn, thediscbarn.com. Thank you guys for your support of the drone coverage. This is a very difficult hole 11. It's just difficult to get your 2 on this hole. You do have OB Road all on the right side, so that's in the mind of all of our players here. Last thing you want to do is flip it over right. Calvin looks like he's got an eagle in his hand. That's just such a good eagle too, though. There's no chance of that disc turning over. He's just doing it perfectly. I mean, this is going to be 7 in a row from Calvin Heimburg. Goodness.
Wow, yeah, really, really high performance level of golf here that we are seeing. Nikko going to take something overstable, really overstable, and he is flexing that hard, playing that really well, getting underneath the ceiling. Almost skips it up in the basket, Kevin.
Yeah, flashing the basket for an ace run. Nikko plays that very similarly to Ricky. Force over flex, and he did it perfectly. This is just a great looking shot from Gavin, making it look so easy.
These guys executing on the highest level right now.
Yeah, I got to say it again. I mean, Gavin has got to be throwing the disc better than pretty much anybody in the tournament right now.
Adam looking a bit early here. I know he likes to go up the middle on this hole, but that is too high, and that is going to fade out into the left side rough. Going to be a tricky putt from there.
What a great par 3, though, with the road creating the out of bounds on the right side and then the trees creating the natural hazard on the left, causing a problem for Adam right there, trying to make that putt. Now he's going to be faced with a 15-footer for par.
Oh, no. And Adam, I think, just rushing his putt right there, not going through his routine that he usually sticks to so well. There we go, Nikko demonstrating what a good routine can do for you. taking his time, making a good putt, and then Calvin just dropping in, and just like we said again, Gavin even closer than Calvin's amazing shot, throwing the disc real well today.
This is great stuff that we're seeing here. Calvin maintaining a lead by just a stroke. Let's see what happens on the next hole. That is going to bring us to hole 12. Hole 12 is a par 3 at 321 feet. The drone flight right here is your ideal line. The problem is there's a lot of wind that's usually ripping out here in the open. You can also, there's a middle route kind of that you would kind of have to finish late right. And then there's an outside swinging left route as well that has to get through the trees out there. So really good hole design here.
Calvin going with a more overstable mid-range, it looks like. Getting good ground play there to kind of stick on that hillside. That OB road comes into play real quick if you get that disc turning.
It sure does. That's a really straight disc, so he's definitely flirting with that OB out there. Most people opt for something overstable, so there's no chance that it goes OB over the road. Interesting play from Nikko. He was definitely going down that middle gap that I was talking about.
Yeah. Trying to flex it down that middle gap with that forehand. Little overstable for him. Maybe not quite turned as much as he wanted. Looked a little bit high. Gavin looking to flip up a little mid-range here. This looks really nice. Yeah, just going to finish barely outside circle, but that's a well-executed shot, pin high.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty happy with that shot right there. He will have a drop down behind the basket from there, so kind of a testy putt. Adam trying to recover from his last 2 holes. Looks great. Going to scoot inside the circle. Oh, just outside.
Looks like Nikko's first up here from just inside circle 2. He's going to do one of his signature little pitch putts. Whoa! Nice, dude. Dancing on the rim there from Nikko Locastro. Gets it nice and high and just a couple little flips in right to the basket.
I love that putt. You guys take notes. That's how you do it from 60 feet. He puts it up way high in the air, nice and flat, and just dives it into the basket. If he misses the basket, he's not going to be more than 10 feet away. That's how you run it. Great putt, Nikko. This is a big putt from Gavin right here. Let's go, Gavin.
Yeah, dude, making it look nonchalant. That is a nice little confidence booster. I think he hasn't had too many putts outside circle in the recent holes, just parking them all, but that's definitely a good one to feel. See if Adam can clutch up here. A nice recovery there. And that is also a good sign of a good putter, being able to kind of go back to his routine and focus up and hit a nice circle 2 putt.
Great point there, Thomas. Nothing easy about that putt there either. And having missed a few in a row before that, that is exactly what shows a great putter. And Calvin let us not overshadow that he just kept himself in the lead by a stroke with another difficult inside the circle putt. And that is going to bring us to hole 13. This is the beautiful island hole that we have here at Old Post Park in Russellville, Arkansas. It's pretty much you can attack this any way. You're just trying to land it in the island, so whatever your shot is for 310 feet, that's what you can go with. A lot of people opt for high sidearm. Calvin not, though. He's going to offer stable putter. I would just say with this shot, it's really important to make sure you commit to a flat angle.
Yep, just like that.
And he does it perfectly.
Wow. That is, I think that's for 9 in a row, Kevin.
My goodness.
This guy is on fire right now, shooting perfect golf.
Man, that is so good.
Wow. Just the perfect little slide up there just to park the hole even closer. Nikko looking like he might have something a little more stable. Going to go with a little bit flex play.
Probably a Cenas.
Yep, that's probably the disc I'd go with if I had to guess. And can't do much better than that.
No, I mean, they're making it look pretty easy, but it's not. It's not. These shots can easily get out of control and leak out left, out of bounds. Gavin probably going to be pushing the long OB. Not even close. When we played this hole today, we had a strong right to left wind really pushing the discs down. It's tough to see exactly what they're faced with right now. Doesn't seem too extreme.
Yeah, at this point it might have been calming down a little bit more, but these guys are making the shots look too easy.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It is a relatively easy hole, just at 310 feet, but if you relax for 1 second, I know from experience what can happen on this hole. You can easily find yourself out of bounds, so good focus from all of our players here, getting birdies.
A great star frame there from our lead card. Nice little pan around the basket to get everyone's putts, and we will move on to the next hole. Right after this little leaderboard check-in, Calvin Heimburg moving himself in the lead by 1 over Gavin and James. James with a scorching 13 under par through 16 holes, really playing phenomenally and bumping himself up into that lead card for now. We'll see how these guys can finish out the round.
I mean, James is easily headed to a course record here.
Mm-hmm.
This is hole 14, averaging at 2.5 strokes. It's a par 3, 325 feet downhill. There's OB on the right side and kind of creeps in straight behind the hole. So a lot of hyzers, if they're just left a little far right, they'll go out of bounds. That's what makes this such a great hole. Calvin opting for a putter. I think that's a great play.
Yeah, kind of using that slower disc to kind of use that speed control, not really messing with like angles as much as these spike shots will, but yeah, throwing it nice and flat so it can sit there on the green.
Nikko doing the exact opposite. Oh my gosh, another basket hit.
Whoa, dude. You guys are getting a nice little treat today. These are some incredible highlights. Just ace runs off the baskets, rollers into the foam. Dude.
That was just 0 to 100 real quick. Nice straight up skip from him there. I mean, Gavin, this is looking great too. Part job.
Wow.
Another perfectly thrown disc from Gavin. I'm about to cry over here. Like, this is just insane.
Guys, this is a treat to watch. Like, I can't say that enough. I am thoroughly enjoying this round so much.
Yeah, one of the most enjoyable rounds in a while that I've been able to commentate on. Adam showing us exactly what happens to a lot of players out there. Just leaking it a little bit long and then a little bit right. And then with your higher speed discs, they just seem to want to just skip right into the OB. That's why I do think that putter play is such a great play. It seems like they don't go out of bounds near as often. And on a hole like this, like, the last thing you want to do is leak it out of bounds and then have a par putt at best. Like, we all want at least a circle's edge or circle 2 putt for birdie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, giving yourself a chance is sometimes just the strategy. Kind of erring on that side of safety just so you can have that kind of putt is a smart play from these competitors.
When you order from Dynamic Discs, we do our best from start to finish. First, we receive your order from the website and print out the packing slip detailing the specific items you selected. Then, your order is pulled directly from the shelves, packed in a cardboard box to prevent bending during transit, and quickly on its way to you with free shipping. For every purchase online with Dynamic Discs, you'll receive rewards points so you can save on your next order. We'll work with you to make sure you get the exact disc you're looking for. For anything from Dynamic Discs, Latitude 64, or Westside Discs, head to dynamicdiscs.com.
Welcome back. I would love to take this moment to remind you guys that GK Pro Skins is always released on Tuesday right after the tournament. They've been on a hot streak with predicting winners in their GK Pro Skins match, so subscribe so that you get a notification when they're going to release it. It'll be on Tuesday. All right, hole 15 is a crazy par 4. It's an L-shaped hole where the bend in the L is a mando that you have to travel around. So tee shots can vary. Anything from 400 feet to 550 feet are all going to be in birdie position, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, this is probably the easiest par 4 on the course here. Yeah, definitely with some of the challenging holes that we have. Calvin just ripping a destroyer out there flat, trying to just play for distance and position. Anything past that little white and orange stake is great. Up the hill is just fine, and he'll have probably a short little rhino shot probably into the green.
The last thing the players want to do here is hang it too far to the right and then miss the mando. That would be a nightmare. It is crazy to think that this is one of the easier par 4s on the course, though, because it is not easy by any means. 500-foot drive from Nikko Locastro right there to the perfect landing zone.
Gavin going with that PD2 again. There was a little bit of headwind on this hole earlier in the day. I'm assuming these guys are kind of in the same position with the disc collection they have gone with so far. Calvin going with his destroyer, Gavin his PD2, and looks like Adam might be ripping on a force here.
These are all looking great so far. Everybody looking to be in position for a birdie attempt, but nothing easy about this upshot coming up. We've got ceiling to mess with. The most open shot is exactly what Gavin's trying to show us. I mean, he's been throwing the disc beautifully all day. This one a little bit lackadaisical. It's going to leave him just outside the circle. Not even close to what he would be hoping for, but still birdie chance.
Yeah, and this upshot, it really brings in the ceiling into play with these trees, but then also with this kind of fast green. It's definitely a tricky approach because you want to throw it firm to get underneath those branches, but you can't throw too firm to where it'll skip outside circle.
Yeah, so true. Calvin with another rhino shot. I mean, he's got this one in his sleep, literally. Anytime he pulls out that rhino and gets to throw it on that desired angle like that, it's just 100%er. It's great to see.
Nice to be so dialed with an upshot disc like that.
Give that shot a B+ from Nikko Locastro, leaving himself at about 25 feet for birdie. Gavin from range here, the furthest of our attempts. And just off, and that is going to finally take his foot off of the gas pedal here.
Yeah, had a good streak there, but just couldn't get it quite flat. Nikko getting it nice and flat there, and that kind of helps that putt kind of catch those left side chains where Gavin's with a little bit of hyzer, maybe pushed off them a little bit more. That can show you the importance of getting your disc exposed to the most amount of chains possible.
And we're seeing good play from Nikko right here. Just behind the leaders, a couple strokes back, or a few strokes back, I should say, but well in the game. I would definitely be on the lookout for Nikko Locastro. And now we've got the 3 temporary hole add-ons to this course. Don't even look like temporary holes, though. I mean, they are beautiful, challenging holes. This one, it's great to land in the fairway. Anything in the fairway is going to be great. And now we're branching off onto the right side of the fairway, which is where we'll see many shots land, but it's not necessarily exactly the ideal spot that I assume most players are looking for.
A lot of people going to go out to that left gap. That is a typical play, especially if you got a lot of distance off the tee. Kind of opens up that shot a bit more and can gain a bit more distance towards the hole on that second shot.
Oh no. We're going to see some scrambling from Calvin Heimburg. I mean, there are pretty much 2 main trees that create the fairway, and he found the one on the left side. Yikes. I'd say probably better kick than kicking straight right. Nikko cutting the fairway tight. Getting a fantastic kick to the middle, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And Calvin, after that, I believe 11-hole birdie streak, is definitely going to have some trouble here. Going to see if he can save his par.
Yeah, it'll be a tough par save from there for sure. Adam going forehand from here. I don't recommend this play because this is a great looking shot. Okay, and he hits that tree and drops down. But if he misses that tree, he's definitely skipping off into the right side of the fairway. So it's hard to like land your disc in the fairway especially with a fast disc like that.
Yeah, for sure. Good observation there. And Gavin missing his gap, but maybe getting enough turn.
Did miss the gap.
Yeah.
And plenty of turn. That's what you want to see, though. It's a chess game right now, and Gavin taking advantage right there of Calvin's mistake. Oh, my goodness. He squeezes a line in there. Can it get through?
Oh, my. Wow. I mean, and it kicks back to the middle.
Calvin does not shy away from tiny gaps with high-speed discs in his hand. I mean, wow.
Yeah, going with that destroyer, that is an aggressive play for sure. He feels comfortable with that. And Nikko with a really creative play here, going with that backhand roller.
He's trying to punch all the way down the straight gap, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind that at all. Where his disc was headed, if it doesn't hit anything, might still be able to get up and down from over there.
Adam playing a pretty nice shot there, flexing it up around that corner. Doesn't quite give it the height to get fully at the gap, but that is going to be in just fine position. Hopefully get up and down.
Yep. All right, cool. Gavin going to hang it out way right over here. Right is a great play because even if his disc hits a tree out there, he can still get up and down. There's just so much space out there, but he travels past all the trees that I'm talking about there, and he'll have a putter and hyzer shot for his birdie. Here's Calvin.
Continuing with the aggressive play. Oh, and catches that tree. Looked like he was still trying to save that birdie for that crazy streak.
Yes, he was.
But unfortunately with that kick, that door has shut.
Nikko looking for the soft landing. It needs to filter through these trees, and it does to 20 feet. That's what Nikko wants to see right there. Slight line miss. No problem, though. It is airy through that right side there.
Wow, and Adam going really high with the forehand.
Okay.
Not a common play you see, but this can work.
It can. There's definitely air up there. He comes in a little too early, though, I would say.
Yep.
All right, Calvin just trying to clean up for par. This is a touchy shot. It's really downhill. I mean, wow. So perfectly done.
Yeah, the guy's got touch for days and puts that shot really nice and close. Gavin, a little further right than may have anticipated. Tries to go forehand to get around that corner. Just pulls it in a little bit too early. Adam, from outside circle, he likes to cash those putts every once in a while, but unfortunately not going to get that one.
Oh, man.
Gavin.
I keep talking about his throwing abilities, like off the tee and everything, but his outside the circle putts have been all over it as well. Great recovery putt from Adam Hammonds there. It's just, you can't really tell, but it does slope downhill from where Adam's first putt was, and it's easy to just find yourself at circle's edge again. Nikko coming through with a birdie.
Yeah, very well done there. He has his own little streak of his own going on. I believe that's around, I think, seven or eight birdies in a row there by Nikko Locastro.
That is so many birdies.
Yeah. This guy's spotting maybe some wildlife up in the trees as Calvin taps in for a par. That's a good save from him.
All right, and after that real long par 5 right there, we're going to come into another difficult par 4. If you lace this first shot, it makes the hole much easier. The first shot's not very long. It's really only about a 300 or 350-foot hyzer around the corner. And then your second shot is going to be, like you said, a roller possibly, or a sidearm flex skipping into this green here. It's a really well-protected green. It requires a very specific shot in order to access it.
Here's the typical play. You're going to see overstable fairway or distance driver possibly, and just kind of punching in front of that tree, that big thick tree you see, and getting it somewhere up around this corner.
Yeah, goal number 1 on this hole is to hit the gap. Goal number 2 is to get left. As we see Calvin just searching for the ground there, but on a hyzer angle, he's finding that skip. I think that's exactly what he's wanting to do.
Adam, looking like maybe a little more understable. Putting it, a little more steep of a hyzer, letting it kind of glide out there to the left. That's also a very nice play.
It sure is. Seems like he might be the closest of the bunch so far.
Gavin going with a Glow FD3, a really overstable one. And he skips it up, holds it nice and tight to that corner, and gets the good skip up to the fairway.
Yeah, that's exactly the tee shots that all of our players are looking for. Now Nikko with the furthest shot out. He's going to be about 370 feet from the basket. You see him full flex that disc right there. I mean, he's using most of his forehand power for that one. Nice shot.
Very well done there. Calvin going with his straighter destroyer up on this side a little bit more.
Oh, wow. And Calvin's tee shot was much straighter than I thought, which just kind of narrows his angle down into this green, makes him have to squeeze a disc in there onto a tighter gap. He's not going to be having an easy putt for birdie there. That tree means business usually.
Man, Adam getting fortunate through there and not quite getting the skip up into the circle, but he'll be about 50 feet or so looking for his birdie.
Yeah, he just hung it a little bit wider than what he was looking for. Gavin, the closest here. Let's see what's up with this. That's looking juicy. That's going to be nowhere. Wow.
That is the typical guardian tree you're going to see on this hole, that big, thick one. That's the one you can kind of see down from that gap that these guys are throwing from. And we forgot to mention yesterday, but Gavin Rathbun actually threw in that same upshot yesterday from 350 feet, Kevin.
I mean, twoing this hole is a magical moment.
Yeah.
It's pretty unimaginable. Unable to card a birdie here. That'll put his average at a birdie.
Not too bad there.
No. Oh, Nikko with a mishap on the putting green. He's been putting pretty great the whole round. Haven't seen him miss anything since early in the round. Calvin maintaining his putting stroke.
Yeah, the composure from this young man is pretty incredible right now. Adam cleaning up. Gavin looking to do the same.
Come on and make that first one, dude.
And
Come on.
Nikko a little disappointed there, trying to talk himself into pumping himself up for the last hole.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to fight for that lead card on the final round, so every stroke seems to matter to him, and it does. He's only a few strokes back of the leader right now. That's going to put us to our final hole. This is hole 18 at 420 feet. It's a par 3. Ideal play is going to be a backhand roller. Other opportunities are a huge mashed sidearm or backhand turnover is a quite open play. I assume Nikko's going for roller, as he is. Angle looks okay. Gonna be coming out. Actually, he's gonna be coming out a little bit early, anyways. Probably wasn't gonna get to the basket with that one, but he hits a tree, and it'll be a very easy upshot for him. Calvin showing us a not very often seen hyzer route.
Oh, get in.
Perfectly done.
Dude, that is a great skip there off that little route. Just absolutely parking him next to the basket. That is a really tight gap there for that hyzer line.
Oh, it is so tight.
Adam going with that money Avenger SS that he found on the course earlier.
Yep.
And doing quite well, curling just outside circle.
That is pretty good right there. Elevated basket makes for a slightly tougher putt. Let's see Gavin here. Calvin pretty much looks like he's going to be taking a birdie on this one. Gavin needs to answer here. but it's not going to happen. Way too low from him. I mean, par is pretty much almost guaranteed. A little bit of work left, but should be pretty routine from here.
Going with a little Cenas forehand, it looks like. Yep, puts that relatively close to the basket.
I want to say that's probably more overstable than a Cenas right there. Maybe slightly faster.
Gavin throwing a nice forehand up there, putting it nice and close.
There it is. Yeah. Great putt from Adam there. Finishing with a 2 on this hole is great.
Yeah, definitely going to help his confidence going to the next round. And a really, really nice circle 2 putt.
Not very many birdies being carded on this hole. I mean, somewhere around 10, but not very many bogeys being carded on this hole either. So a 2 looks really good on the scorecard.
And Calvin tapping in that last birdie to shoot a really hot 11 down. He just played super clean today. Had a little bit of hiccups there on the first couple of holes, but that incredible stretch of 11 birdies in a row really will pump up your round back to doing pretty good.
Yeah, it will, man. That will definitely pump up your back 9. And that's going to do it for us. Let's check in with that leaderboard. Here's our card. Calvin Heimburg, so much green on the card. Nikko Locastro maintaining a clean, bogey-free round. Very impressive. 16 under par for him, 4 behind the leader. Gavin Rathbun at 17 under. That's great as well. There's our lead card for you. James Conrad shooting a 14 under 45. That's going to be your course record. I'd say that's holding for a minute.
Yeah, it's super hot. I think it was 1094 rated. Honestly, like, I'm a little surprised not 1100, but dang, super, super solid shooting by James.
You know what? If there wasn't so many people playing earlier in the day with much calmer conditions,
yes,
it's 1100 all day.
For sure. It is going to be an exciting show there tomorrow, Kev.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Calvin Heimburg looks like he has a 3-stroke lead on the field right now, but so many holes out there where you can take strokes on him, so I'm looking forward to the action. We will see you guys in round 3 coverage.